So welcome back to my channel. My name is Franklin from the Money Code Academy, and on today's video I want to share with you what I titled 5 lessons you could learn from your expenses. Now the reason I want to share this video with you is because over the years, over time, I've come to understand that there is so much we can actually learn from our expenses. The challenge a lot of times is that when we make these expenses, we don't spend time to actually observe and understand what exactly is going on. So on the basis of that, I decided I was going to do this video so that you could learn one or two from your expenses. It's like, having to understand what your expenses is all about, and then you can use that experience to improve your finances. Okay, now the first lesson that you need to learn from your expenses is that it reveals how money circulates. When it comes to cash generation, you will agree with me that everyone normally makes an expenses. For example, now you definitely pay for your rent, you definitely pay for transportation, and of course you pay for feeding as well. Now, do you ever stop to think about this? This money that I am sending into this area, what exactly is it fulfilling? Do you ever stop to think about that? Now, in case you don't think about it, let me explain something to you that will help you a great deal. Whenever you spend that money for transportation, you are the one spending, but somebody is earning. Whenever you spend that money for feeding, you are the one spending, but somebody is earning. But something I want you to see here is that when you spend that money because you wanted to solve a particular problem, and in the process of solving that problem, you had to spend that money. And at the same time, the person who is solving the problem also had to earn money because he's solving your problems. This helps you to understand that our expenses is as a result of the way money circulates. Now, what should you learn from this? If you have a problem to solve, people, in trying to solve that problem, they will come to you for solution. And when they come to you for solution, what you are automatically doing is that you are earning as well. This is something that you truly need to sit down and think about. Just maybe you've been having issues with cash generation. Maybe you've been having issues with generating income. This is one lesson that I want you to learn. Understand the way money circulates. Because if you do, your life will not remain the same. Money will always gravitate towards that direction where a solution will come out from. Understand this. Understand it's so important. People don't really care about you. We're living in a no man's world today. People don't care. People only care about themselves. So it's not like people want to just release money to you just like that. The only reason that they want to let go of their money is because you have a solution. So this is one lesson you should learn from the expenses that you're making. Look beyond the expenses. Understand the reason why you are spending the money you are spending. If you can understand this, I'm telling you, your life will not remain the same. So I want to encourage you to look deeper into your expenses and understand that it reveals how money circulates. So the next time you're going to be making that expenses, you should understand that the reason you are spending this money is because you are trying to solve a problem. And in trying to solve that problem, you have to go out there and spend the money. And while you're doing that, that person is earning as well. Okay, now the second thing that your expenses will teach you, or rather the second lesson to learn from your expenses, is that your expenses reveals your discipline level with money. Most people don't understand this, but when you are spending money, you've got to understand that it is a reflection of where you are in your discipline with money. There are people who's got no single discipline with money. So they just end up spending and spending. They have this issue about impulsive spending. So this becomes a challenge. So this is one lesson that I want you to learn. When you are spending money, remember it is reflecting your discipline level. Are you that man, that woman who is not able to say no to certain expenses? Are you that man or woman who is not able to stand your ground and say, I'm not going to buy this, I'm not going to buy that because I don't need it at this time? Or you are that man who is just willing to spend that money, even though you know it's not convenient for you. You're just willing to spend it because you love the bag, you love the shoe, and you just can't wait to have it. Even if it means you're going to go hungry, just because you want to get that shoe, you are willing to spend that money to get that shoe. Think about it. What does your expenses tells you? This is one thing you should learn. And the reason you have to learn this is because when you're making that expenses, as you understand that it is reflecting your discipline level, you begin to mount guard. You begin to watch over your actions, your relationship with money. So that's something that I really want you to understand. Your expenses reveals your discipline level with money. So if you're listening to me right now and you're not very disciplined with money, then this is something that you need to work on now. Okay? Now, the next lesson that you need to learn from your expenses is that it reveals your money habit. It reveals your money habit. There are people with several kinds of habits. And something I discovered is that our money goes in the direction of our habits. So let's take you, for example. Where does your money go to? Is your money going in some of these habits that are detrimental to your life? Could it be that your money habits is the reason why you're not doing well financially? You know, there are people today who's got this habit of drinking. Whenever they receive money, all they do is just they go and spend it on buying alcohol. I mean, this is their passion. Understand this. Until and unless you begin to watch these habits, you are not ready for financial freedom. That is something that I truly want you to understand today. So the reason you need to learn from this is that your expenses reveals your habits. So begin to watch your habit now and be sure that you are curtailing some of the excesses. There are people today, all they do is eat out. They eat out from the beginning of the week to the end of the week. That is one thing that is consuming their money. And in most cases, when they are trying to bring a balance, they decide to look for another job, or they decide to look for a high-paying job. But the truth of the matter is that even if you get a high-paying job, even if you get a job that will pay you, more salary, you will still end up developing several other habits that will make this your new salary now unable to be enough for you. So this is something that you truly need to work on. Your expenses reveals your money habit. The next thing that you need to understand, the next lesson you need to learn is that your expenses reveals your values. The things you spend your money on, it reflects what you have values for. What are your values in life? The values that you hold so dear, does it help you to scale your finances? Does it help you to really improve your financial life? Think about it. Could it be that the money you're supposed to use for investments, you are actually wasting that money? Could it be? So these are some of the things that I really want to share with you today. I want you to think about this. When you're making that expenses, learn from every penny that is leaving your hands. I'm telling you, if you become mindful of these, I'm telling you, your life will not remain the same. The challenge a lot of times is that most people don't think in this direction. They just feel, okay, when they want to make that expenses, they just make that expenses without having to think. But I'm doing this video to help you now to begin to look into your expenses. Learn from it. Learn from your expenses. Keep track of it. That way you are able to know if you're wasting your money or not. Remember, money was not meant to be wasted. Money was meant to be multiplied. It was meant to be invested. Fifth lesson to learn from your expenses is that your expenses reveals where your financial goal is. For example, when you're spending money, you need to understand that your money goes in the area of your financial goals. If you don't have one, your expenses will reveal it. If you do, then the better for you. Now, why is this important? When you're making expenses, I want you to look into your expenses and understand the things that I'm spending money for. Is it helping my financial goals? And if you are listening to me right now, you don't even have a financial goal, then you should consider having one. The reason is because your financial goal is like your financial destination. If you don't have a financial goal, then you have no financial future, you have no financial security. So I want to encourage you in this direction. I've done a video on financial goals that you should consider. I'm going to just put that link in the description below, and I will encourage you to go and watch that very video. It will go a long way to help you if you don't have a financial goal. So in general, what I'm trying to communicate is that your expenses reveals your financial goals. I want you to take out time to observe your expenses and find out where your money is going to. Is it going in the area of your financial goals, or you're just spending the money on anything that comes your way at that point? So think about this and learn a lesson from it. So that will be all for this very video. I hope to talk to you again. Until then, keep cracking the money code. Now, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video with your friends and families. Drop me a comment. Let me know your biggest takeaway. And most importantly, subscribe if you haven't done so. All right, I'll see you when I see you.